ESPN's Stephen A. Smith about Ohtani have raised some eyebrows. Ed Lascos live in the City of Industry with that story. Ed.
And Christine, even though there's an apology now, the big question is an apology enough? Tough to say when you're talking about a 27-year-old baseball superstar who some say is the treasure of Japan, and now that superstar himself winds up being the target of controversial comments that some tonight claim are downright xenophobic. Listen why. Shohei Ohtani, bigger than life to Japanese Americans and to most in the Asian community.
I grew up with not too many role models. And, you know, as an adult, I get to look at Shohei Ohtani and go, what a badass, right? This guy is cool. He is basically the new Babe Ruth.
The Japanese-born superstar who not only throws 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, but also hits towering home runs for the Los Angeles Angels. And now he's the target of what some are calling a xenophobic rant by the sports commentator Stephen A. Smith, who says Ohtani can't be the face of Major League Baseball because he can't speak English.
I don't think it helps that the #1 face is a dude that needs an interpreter so you can understand what the hell he's saying in this country.
I think there was, it was slightly racist. He should definitely be cognizant about how some of those statements affect the Asian community, and to attack one of our role models, a total badass in the field of baseball, is very sad and unfortunate.
Now, Smith is quickly out with an apology, saying, quote, as an African-American keenly aware of the damage stereotyping has done to many in this country, it should have elevated my sensitivities even more.
One people, one America, let's stop all hate.
That as the controversy hits at a time when several community groups have been speaking out at rallies against Asian hate and the crime it brings. Marc and his group have been very vocal about it, and he says that Japanese and American culture is now one, and this baseball superstar is the latest proof, despite those latest controversial comments.
Xenophobia in what Stephen Smith was saying, that it has to be all American, but what is that these days? Like, all American was able to infiltrate the Japanese culture in a very special way, and now 4 decades later we have a marriage of both those cultures. I think that's a very good thing.
And now, live adding to that, Marc says he doesn't think these comments are really going to be a setback to all the hard work by these community groups who've been out there hitting the pavement saying stop the Asian hate. In fact, Marc says it could be a good teaching moment, especially for those in the public eye, especially for those who should know better and still don't. For now, we're live here, City of Industry. Ed Lascos. Back to both of you.
All right, Ed, thank you. Next week, the University of California Regents scheduled to